Hey guys, Stealth here. Welcome back to the Admiral Ultimate, whatever. The Admiralympics for Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Damn, that's a tongue twister. The challenge today is to build anything between 1 and 4 battleships for a total budget of $60 billion in the 1950s. Your crew can only have a maximum 50 crew training, you can only have a single and dual barrel guns, and the ship must have a speed between 25 and 35 knots. You can set the starting range for your opponent, as well as you will have to inherit their starting conditions. There's already somebody who sent in a Japan ship for 10-kilometer range on a stormy night, so that thing will jump you. There's a US player who sent them in for 25 kilometers clear, and there's an Austro-Hungarian 30-kilometer clear. So those are most likely going to be more standoffish snipers. What I was trying to build here was the Braunschweig. And I was going with just a couple of 16-inchers. Like, it's not spectacular, it's not very impressive, and it's too cheap. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? If I were to send 4 of these ships into battle, you're looking at about, well, like 25 billion. But I have 60. Previously, I also designed this sort of super-esque Bismarck. Don't laugh at the turrets. No, you can laugh. It's 121 tons. Well, 121,000 tons. And it carries these 18-inch guns and stubby 20s. Yes, that's a thing now. Stubby 20-inch guns. The problem is, with these, I could only have 2. And I think the 20-inch guns, while funny, are a bit too much. Like, they'll definitely pen you. But, well, even with a rate of fire 45 seconds, I think we can do slightly better. So what I want to do is make something like Braunschweig, but bigger. So we need something that's not 54,000 tons. I think we need something in the range of 70,000 tons. And that is going to be a bit more akin to what should fall in line with like the money budget that we have. So push this down. Crew training to regular maximum crew. Oil. Diesels. We're going to go auxiliary engine 3. A little bit of propeller shaft. It doesn't really matter much for these massive ships. Main tower. Yeah, this could be very useful because now you have a main tower that's actually a bit more forthcoming to a turret. Okay, so we're paying 1.3 billion for these things at the moment. Must go bigger. Let's give him some anti-torpedo protection in case that Japanese thing just decides to jump scare you with, I don't know, 50 torpedoes. Which it might. Quinson's rangefinder, yeah, because it's a bit more versatile. I want to have a more versatile ship this time around. Okay then. Armor-wise, how much can we max out? 23 inches of main belt. It might not have that much fore and aft belt, so I'm not going to pay too much attention to that. I can have 20 inchers. So I'm going to put those on the deck here. And I'm going to saw them off. So we're going to say these are short-range stubbies. Short, stubby, 20-inch guns. They're very, very heavy, so ideally I'd put them closer here. But, well, actually, no, I can. There's no but. You can just do that. Good lord, that thing is enormous, though. So that there, this here, and then we're going to have, like, an overlooking 16-incher, I think, because it's that nice little middle ground. We're still too cheap. How is that even possible? Standard, go full blast. We're still too cheap. We're 6 billion. I can go up to 60. So I can have a ship that's capable of going up to 15 billion. This thing needs to be at least 25 knots. So let's say I'm going to go 30 knots. Oh, that is something the engine doesn't like. 28 knots. Now we're looking a little closer. And we can still potentially add some armor. Let's go slightly slower, 27 knots. How are we doing with barbettes? Main belt is very good. I'm going to say main deck is not that good yet. Go 16 inches. Especially against snipers, you're going to need that. 10-inch foredeck, 10-inch aft deck. We'll have... Oh, that's the aft belt. 13, 13... I don't know, 10? Why not? It might actually cause more harm than good to this ship. But... hold on, can I still fix this? Ship's too heavy. But not by much. There. Not by much. So it's a brick with guns. That's pretty much what I've built. It's just a brick with guns. It's not anything terribly fascinating. It's not anything terribly special. But it might just get me what I need, which is the victory. Give me a very hefty armor conning tower. Okay, that might be a bit too much. 17. Superstructure, we're going to reduce that to 9 to save some weight. I want maximum armor on the guns. So the sides, very heavily protected. Top armor, 14. Barbettes are fine, I think. Maybe 17. We'll have to free up some weight somewhere, but that's doable. Anyway, with this ship, I can blast things at short range with these guns. It doesn't matter if I'm starting at 10 kilometers, because I can pen 48 inches of armor. I can also pen 12 inches of armor with high explosive. And that's with capped HE. The chance of these ricocheting is there. That's a bit of a problem. It's not really something I can do that much about. How's my flash fire chance? 16%. That is kind of high. Oh, it's because I'm using these super shells. Okay, if I go for standard shells, we can still pen things. Certainly. We just don't do as much pen. That also has to do with shorter barrels. I wonder, 20 kilometer range? These can pen 21 inches. These can pen 28 inches. Okay. At shorter range, 10 kilometers, it's 43 inches. And 10 kilometers, 32 inches. So these are a bit more consistent, I'd say. These tend to ramp up and down a lot. And these are in case I have to fight something that will jump me. Nevertheless, we're still actually too light. If that makes sense. So I could go super battleship. Okay, fine. Fine. I hate having to constantly shift ships, but here we are. 90,000 tons. Speed, 27 knots. What are these things rated for? 32, and these were also 32. Really? Maybe I'm trying to push this engine too hard. Okay, let me throw a ship together. Okay, I think she's done. The Berlin. The Berlin's capable of traveling at 28 knots, transporting 105,000 tons of displacement. That is a sizable warship. With this budget of 60 billion, I can field 4 of these ships. They're armed with a 20, which is a slightly sawn-off 20. It's a minus 15% barrel, which at longer ranges is not going to do that well. At shorter ranges, it will do quite well, and it'll benefit from that reload buff. The secondary, well, the second main gun is a 16-inch gun, capable of delivering decent amounts of damage over both longer ranges and shorter ranges. And hopefully, with the 28 knots, I can still deliver the ship to get into range quickly. When it comes to armor, this might be the most heavily armored ship I've ever built. It has 25 inches of main belt, forebelt, and aft belt armor, and that's maxed out. It has an 18.6-inch main deck, 18-inch fore, 18 aft, 18.8 on the conning towers, and a 20-inch superstructure. I'm not sure how this thing doesn't immediately topple over the moment that you put it into the water, because the superstructure should make this ship top-heavy, but apparently the game accepts it. If, for some reason, you find yourself up against a ship that's capable of penetrating your armor, or at least your outer layer of armor, it is going to lose a lot of momentum, that shell. It's going to get stopped by the 25.5 inches. If not, it'll encounter another belt, and another, and another. That's a lot of a belt armor. Regarding the guns, they're very heavily protected. They're 22.2 inch forward for the 20s, and 22-inch forward on the turrets for the 16s. Top armor is potentially the weak spot, but they are maxed out, and barbettes are very heavily protected. The 16s, I didn't alter those at all. One thing worthy of note is that I don't have the best propellant. I decided not to go with triple base, because 2 powder 3 is very stable, and it just makes your flash fire chance a lot lower. So with a lower flash fire chance, I was able to still equip the super heavy shells, which do give you more pen, more shell damage, and more high explosive shell damage and fire damage. So I think that's about it. That's the Berlin. Why not anything more special as a name? Well, I'm going to upload this to the Discord, and if I do give away the plot by putting something funny in the name, they potentially might run scared or start planning their own ship around it, which I don't want. So this is the Berlin. Let's see who the enemy is going to be. Here we go. The ships that I'm fighting are Eularis. He has picked the Austro-Hungarians. We're fighting at a range of 30 kilometers, and it is a nice clear day. This is definitely going to benefit his 20-inch guns. That is a pretty potent punch that those ships have. That's 8 20s. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Regarding these armors, quite a lot of armor, but not as much as I have. I don't think, however, that my armor is going to stop these shells. We're fighting at 30-kilometer range. I need 44 inches of deck armor in order to stop any shells from actually penetrating the ship. When it comes to like HE pens, the chance of HE pens on deck is very poor. Alright, I'm not sure why the Berlin on my side is isolated. That is not what I want. We are going to set a course for the enemy. And given our abilities at about 30-kilometer range, we're going to stick to armor piercing. It might be too much. What sort of deck armor you got? 10-inch forebelt, 10-inch aft belt, 20-inch main deck. Yeah, okay, we're going to stick to AP. So we're going to use that mix of stubby 20s, well, fairly stubby 20s, and, of course, 16s. I'm very curious to see which of these shells is going to do more damage. His ships are just about as fast as mine. His are doing 28, mine are doing 28 as well. I'm kind of scared for the firepower that these things can level against us. And if they're able to land a couple of hits, that is not going to be very pretty. It's going to inflict tons of damage. Only a matter of time until somebody gets hurt. Yeah, there we go. There's the first hit on Carl. We have to kind of find a good mix between angling and making sure that I get most firepower to bear. Oh, we're getting blocks. That's good. Getting overbends even. Impressive. You will find the battle against my ships on Eularis channel. And to shake things up, I've set the battle standard to random weather and random time of day. So I'm not exactly sure what sort of situation he's going to find himself in facing my ships with his big 20s. Anchor first. Let's get in there. I've done some damage, but we're very even for damage. At shorter ranges, these things are going to get extremely deadly. But I feel like with my, with the 20s that I have 49-second reload. I made them shorter. His are shorter. Really? Okay. Anyway, I was expecting a bit more reload out of them than just this. But okay. Keeping at range. Those are got a secondary armament, but I find that rather uninteresting. The chances of these things actually dealing damage, I'd say, are very low, because that 10-incher is not exactly going to pen me. That 20 will. That just did a 4-deck pen for 1600 damage. Yeah, that's not pleasant. Okay, let's slow down some more. I'm going to focus down one ship. Everybody focus down Carl. I'm not sure what Carl has done wrong, but he's just the primary target right now. Despite these things being so incredibly heavily armored, those 20-inch shells, yeah, there you go, will pen them. And will destroy them too. Because as opposed to a ship that has less armor, this thing will actually fully fuse, or fully arm the fuses of those 20-inch shells. Look at that damage. And cause immense amounts of damage to the ship. So far, I'm actually surprised I'm doing this well. Let's do a bunch of HE salvos, see if that will actually pin the targets. Also, we're just gonna go full broadside. Fuck it. I'm gonna go full broadside. I want more firepower to bear, because the enemy is bringing all their guns to bear. I should follow suit. Now we're getting some damage in. Let's sort of get a regular crew level, but... Oh, standard crew quarters. I don't think I can force a crew surrender. You destroy the main gun? Huh. My bow 16 is out of order. That's unfortunate. Okay. Considering just how little damage we're doing, I don't think we'll win this one. Break up the division. Just start rolling as far as I can. Nah, we're still doing 25-kilometer range. What happened to the AI that wanted to brawl? That always just charged you down. Like, what happened to those? I'm not seeing any semblance of them anymore. Ricochet. Pick your own ammo. The biggest problem that I see right now is that the curve first is going to go down. When it does, I instantly lose a quarter of my potential DPS. And with that, I might snowball into a defeat. Because they're just going to keep over DPSing me. That's the thing. Ah, we destroyed a main gun. His main guns, as fully armored as they are also somewhat vulnerable. Yeah, Carl is really suffering right about now. Carl is also starting to flood. Fortunately, they've done 29k of damage to me. Cannot quite say the same. However, maybe we can pull this back by sinking the Carl. Turn, turn, turn. There we go. Carl is out. Alright. Unfortunately, I'm also taking a lot of damage on Berlin. Let's get everybody targeting the number 20. 36% chance to hit. That's pretty scary. A little angled, but yeah, good luck angling against the 20 and shell coming your way. It's almost, yeah, almost undoable. Seeing as they're targeting Berlin, I'm going to angle her a bit more, just go bow in as much as I can. Maybe that'll extend her lifespan, even if only a little. Take whatever little lifespan I can get out of these ships. Just the most heavily armored ship I've ever designed. Well, maybe not ever, but at least recently. And yet. It's not enough. I would destroy the main gun, and then you make me happy, and then it's turning out to be a destroyed 10-inch gun. Fine. Have those 10s actually done anything? Not much. 156. Cool. Ow. Damage and stability is only 20%. Mine is 65. Like, that didn't used to go up to past 50. Now look at him. Sometimes the AI just really seems to want to shoot the water right next to your ship. Not a little, but consistently. They're just targeting here. You see that? How are you training your gunners? It's not for lack of effect, because their 20s are still massacring any kind of crew that I still have left aboard the Berlin. Is Kurfürst even still in the fight? Yeah, she is. At least she's trying to be. Damage 52k taken. Yikes. Not good enough. Ah, look at that. We've selected HE for the 16s. Fortunately, it's not really going to do much. The only thing I can kind of hope for is that they run out of ammo. But I kind of doubt that they will. Seemingly, I have a problem with running out of ammo. When I run out of ammo, I'm going to have to ram these things. They are... Yeah, this one's out of ammo for the 10s, but that probably has more to do with the destruction of the guns. I'm not so sure how to take these things down. I simply don't have enough shells. At least, not for a sustained fight. Why are we getting damage on this ship? Plan? Oh, well, okay, it's not the plan, but it's good damage. Keep it going, as long as it's good. Yeah, that's a lot of damage on the Bohemia. It's flooding on 3 compartments in the bow. So, hold on, you're getting bow pens? 4 deck pen, 4 belt pen. Yeah, there's no armoring up against 20-inch. Ooh, that works both ways. I target the number 21. Sorry, the number 20, or do I finish off Bohemia? I think Odin is just about done. Destroy the main gun here. Is that an actual 20? Yeah, we destroyed a 20. That's nice. This 20 is almost out. Unfortunately, I'm almost down 1 ship. The other ones are not particularly in great shape, but they're still fighting. This one has 31 shells left. This one still has over 100. Has about half and half. But I think it's flooding so badly that it's not actually capable of shooting anymore. Target the Bohemia. Finish that off. The good armor piercing blasts should get rid of them. Oh, ricochets. Come on, angle. Yes, 3k. That ought to sink them. Done. Okay, next is the number 20. Surprised I still have 3 ships, although their condition leaves a lot to be desired. Ow. Did you just do 5k to me? Good lord, dude. Helpful. Ow, 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 ow. Down to 4% structural integrity and 6% buoyancy. 5, 3, 1, dead. Okay. So now I have what resembles 3 ships fight 1 of his. Numbers-wise, we have the advantage. Practically, though, I think we're going to be in trouble. Because we don't have the ships, but they don't have the shells. So I'll probably lose the Kaiser here. But then, what are we going to do with the rest of you? Berlin still has a couple shells left. I want you to save those ammunition, or save that ammunition. 16s have run dry. Yeah, they're down to 30, down to 27 high explosive shells. And there goes the Kaiser Wilhelm. Okay. Oh, you also got 17 shells left. Ceasefire entirely. I think we'll just be staring at each other. I have a little bit of ammo left. But it's only high explosive. At least we're getting a very good chance to hit now, but... I mean, can we level this thing? With 38 shells? Ow. Please stop firing. I only have 8 shells left. So that's enough for about 1 burst and 1 spare shot. There. Shade, mostly. Ooh! Yeah, they're completely out of ammo. I thought they had 1 shell left, not 2. Okay, at this point, it's gonna come down to these 32 shells, and then maybe these 17 aboard the crew first. But I first want her to get into, like, absolute short range, so that I have the best chance of doing damage. It is high explosive, at short range, and I want to be able to get a 10-inch pen, so let's go to 10 clicks and then open up. We have 24 shells left on the Berlin. Down to 62%. Right down to it. Right down. Yes, 13k. That might have been the hit that I needed. And she's gone. Okay, 2 survivors on my side. And judging by the start of the battle, I was not expecting that. The way that the Kaiser and the Odin went down, and these guys just kept leveling my ships, I was not expecting this, but we finally got it done. So well played to you, Larry. Head over to his channel, link down below in the description, to see how my ships did under random circumstances. Let's see, down on his channel. Thank you for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more videos.